This is Channels Television's breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, in breaking news from all around the world, it's the Bourbon Note.
We're drinking bourbon.
We're drinking bourbon
I just
and
stepped
news
on your
and,
line.
Yeah.
But yes, breaking news for those of you that were just on Sean's live stream. This is not quite breaking, and maybe you've heard, but something we also want to talk about tonight. It's official. Heaven Hill is changing.
Saying goodbye.
Well, they're saying goodbye to the 12-year age statement on their Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Now, they didn't say that they're getting rid of the age statement.
Thank you for that. We appreciate.
They're just changing it, and people... Schlammered's in the house. OG Brick's in the house, hanging AZ. ASMR Whiskey is here.
Yeah.
Aaron Chechorka Price. I'm sorry, I probably just butchered that just terribly.
Brian.
Doug H. Sean sent me.
So,
Treadward, semi-breaking news, yes.
well,
Brian Vaughn is in the house. Say it ain't so. Well, so here's the thing. On the new upcoming... Mike's in the house. On the new upcoming B523.
Which is, well, we don't have a... Do you have the 23?
I have an A123. I don't have the B5.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I know that one's not out yet.
They're going to have the age on the front of it, which, do they have it on the other ones?
It's on the side.
Yeah, it's on the side on these.
Yeah.
So they have got the age on the front of it, but it was like 11 years and some change.
Sure.
Like 11 years and 3 months or something.
Yep.
So everybody freaked out. Heaven Hill released a statement, and I do have the statement. And for those of you that listened to Sean read this already, please bear with me. I'm going to just give you the Cliff's Notes here.
Basically, they're going to variable age statements. So we think that it'll batch by batch, it'll vary a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Could
go up.
Yeah, it could go up, could go down. Maybe 11 and a half years.
So here's what Heaven Hill said.
Okay, what did they say?
It said, Elijah Craig barrel proof will now be barreled in small batches with varying age statements. Varying. Each batch of ECBP will have its own unique taste profile and proof as in years past, and now a unique age statement that will retain the extra age characteristic. So they're saying retain extra age, so hopefully north of 10.
North of 10-ish.
Yada, yada, yada. All other qualities of the series remain the same, non-chill filtered and uncut to preserve everything, this, and that. So basically, they're saying the variance in proof and now age from batch to batch is an exercise for true whiskey aficionados to experience the consistency and quality across the series while allowing for the unique intricacies of each batch to pull forward. So they're saying they're barreling it in small batches, which is what it already was anyway. So I'm not sure what that means. But again, they didn't say that they're going to a lower age.
But the first one they did is lower, so it seems reasonable.
Right.
And we all agree that sometimes a particular barrel or batch of barrels maybe isn't great, and so going to a little bit younger age could actually improve the quality.
Well, you may notice that we have a couple of bottles here.
We're doing a thing.
We are doing a thing.
What the hell? Are you drunk?
By the way, we do have the soundboard back.
The soundboard back. So quick question. Are you hearing those sounds? Well, I only played one.
Yeah.
And are they like echoey or any of that good stuff?
So anyway, we have two Elijah Craig barrel proofs here.
Yes.
One of them is the actual Elijah Craig. This is a C919. So this is one of the older ones back when the proof was a little higher. So we've got the perfect way to do a little bit of an experiment here. Mm-hmm. This is the C919, 136.8 proof, 12-year age stated.
Yes.
This is a single barrel, 136.2 proof, 9-year age stated. What are you looking for?
The Sugar Kitty one.
Oh, right here with the cat on it.
Oh, I missed it.
So anyway, this is a perfect way to compare.
Yes.
This is the only science experiment I've seen done so far on this subject. We have a 12-year versus a 9-year that are almost the exact same proof.
Okay.
So and I really see.
It did start having my pour of this one on the previous stream.
That's the C919.
Just poured this, so I've not tried that.
And this is the Spirits Liquor store pick, which is an excellent pour. Unfortunately, you can't get them anymore, but for those of you that may be watching, or if Alyssa's watching, I think JT was working back then too. So, I mean.
Yeah, back then, yeah. So the C919 is amazing. Like, it's a stack of pancakes. Like, it is maple syrup and, like, rich. And
which one?
The C919.
Okay. Yeah, I am totally with you on that.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty impressive if I'm honest.
Now, which one do you have in your hand? That's the C9.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to nose these back and forth. I got to tell you, I'm finding a little more oak on the 9-year in a strange way. Man, these are both amazing on the nose, and we've had both of them, and we know they're both amazing.
Yep.
I'm going to get into a taste of the C919 here. Yeah, that's incredible. That's everything you want in a barrel proof.
It really is. Like, I mean, it's
C919 and C920 were the monsters. Do I have a C920? I might. No, I did at one point, I think. What's that one? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I thought maybe I did.
This is really, really good. Like whiskey of the year, kind of good. It's pretty awesome.
Maybe it was in 2019.
Hey, there's Aiden.
Aiden's in the house?
Yep, he knows this is bourbon.
Yes, he does. Let's see. Oh, here, there's Ryan Frank is in the house. Got you rocking on my 50-inch plasma. Now it went away. Out in the shed with my barn door open, listening to the note while doing yard work. Great Wednesday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're finally at the point that you can do that outside.
Well, I was going to say we're finally at the point where we're that big of a channel.
Well, Ryan is a friend of mine.
50-inch.
Oh. You know what? That was a brilliant joke, and it just went right over my head.
You should probably stand up.
Yeah. Boy, you were just on fire tonight. Okay. A little water in between these, and then we'll get to this here.
Remus is another good one.
Yeah.
Those called out there.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, this one I remember the store pick getting a little more of a barbecue vibe on it.
I'm having a hard time. Like it's kind of muted, but I just poured it right before we went live, so.
Interesting. That tastes different than I remember it, tasting it versus the other one. Excuse me.
It's more dense than the 19. It's great. I mean, they're both great, but they're different. Also single barrel, not a batched product. Small batch.
You know what's weird is on the store pick now, I'm getting a little more corn.
I was almost getting like honeydew melon kind of note.
That's leaning into cantaloupe.
It is leaning into cantaloupe territory, and I'm
but not in a bad way.
I'm not. Well, yeah, it's not bad. It's just a little bit of that flavor, that hint of.
So now I'm going to go back to the C919 with no water now.
Okay.
I did water in between. Oh, the sweetness on that. It's sweetness with just like a dark punch of something. I don't know what. But it's tons of brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Like that's brown sugar.
And mapley. That's why I really think stack up pancakes.
Maple pancake, yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's so good.
This one, the vanilla is really showing up, which I think I'm getting from the wood. A little bit of the wood tannin. It's not bitter from wood tannin.
That's what she said.
Trying to get it in there just before.
That's what she said.
You said getting it from the wood. Those are both amazing. Now, if Elijah Craig,
it's not actually Elijah Craig who's doing the brewing and the distilling and everything.
So my point is, so if they got rid of the age statement, or if they never had an age statement and they released this one and then this one, are you noticing a major difference that you would go, one of these is extra age and one of them?
Because I've had several of them, we've
the 9-year looks almost darker.
Yeah, it does. But we've had I don't think we've had every single one for the last 3 years, but close. And we know they are all really good. Like, if I'm honest, there's one other brand, and it's from the same distillery, that I may like more, But this is about the best, most consistent brand to pick. They don't do anything wrong. However,
Elijah Craig
in general.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the brand you like better? Evan Williams?
Evan Williams, maybe.
But they don't have a barrel proof. That's the thing.
Exactly. They don't.
So you're talking like
Everyday
regular
stuff.
Elijah Craig
Yep.
versus regular Evan Williams.
But, well, I'm just saying that these are consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have noticed over the past couple of years, especially the 22s, they dipped in quality a touch. And the proof point definitely went down.
Yes.
And the price, unfortunately, and it's a Minnesota thing, the price definitely went up.
Mm-hmm.
So that math equation is not looking good for them, but we've heard great things about the 23, and so maybe it was just a down year.
Could be. Honestly, I don't know which one to give the victory to here on this one.
Oh, it's me for sure.
I was ready with that one that time. Hey, let me try some background music.
All right, let's let that go for a while.
Yeah, we'll let that
if
go.
It's too loud, complain, because Ben likes when people complain about the volume of music in videos.
Because people tend to.
It's a bit of a thing.
Yeah. So these are both amazing in their own right. You can tell they're from the same family. You know, they don't.
Yeah, but one of them is the redheaded kid that nobody likes.
Yeah, Ginger.
The ginger comes through.
Well, which one is the redhead that nobody likes? Me? I mean, I get it.
Wolf E. I think you and I are on the same page.
Do you know what's funny, Wolfie, is I was actually thinking about that the other day. That I wonder, because I was watching I can't remember who it was. Somebody's talking about Evan Williams products. And they were just talking about, that they're such a good kind of down the line, budget friendly.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. It's like, I wonder what would happen if Evan Williams just let her rip with a barrel proof.
Wouldn't that be awesome? And like 3 times a year. If Larceny does it, Elijah Craig does it, Evan Williams, it's time for a 3-time a year, A, B, and a C batch.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Ben, what pipe tobacco do you smoke? I don't know if that's like a joke referencing that I did something stupid earlier, and it's like, well,
maybe he's just curious.
But I don't smoke a pipe. I mean, I do have the pipe that you gave me.
That's what she said.
So last year, we both tried to become, we smoke cigar occasionally, and it turns out I don't like smoking a pipe. I like pipe tobacco. I don't like smoking a pipe.
That
I can't
is
keep
the
it lit.
dirtiest, totally clean comment I've ever seen.
You don't like smoking the pipe? So anyway, I don't know. What kind of tobacco did we have? I don't even know what it was. I was looking all Hugh Hefner.
Oh.
When was I looking all Hugh Hefner? Is that in my in the thumbnail where I'm wearing the suit?
Oh, it could be.
I like it. I'm into it.
Or maybe in your bourbon hunt.
Hanging AC says Ben is smoking some Minnesota Freight Train out of that thing. If they did the Evan Williams barrel proof, it would dilute the sales of ECBP. I don't see it ever happening. Here's the thing, Sugar Kitty. I don't see anything diluting the sales of anything at this point because
exactly they're
such
going to sell it all.
Huge demand for everything. Yeah. I don't think it's going to cause anything to.
We keep telling everybody to buy raspberry vodka. That's where the train is going. Go there.
Yeah, I would agree. Please do that instead. Well, so I'm excited about what's about to happen here. We're going to get the Benny Walker special going.
I still have a fair amount of mixing to do.
Speaking of which,
this is 270 proof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Let's see. Today's thumbnail. Okay, yeah. I was wearing my Whiskey Trivia Night in America suit.
Oh.
And because that's the only, I needed a clipped image of me to put on the thumbnail.
Sure.
Because we didn't have a plan for tonight's broadcast. Usually we have something planned. We're like, well, let's just wing it. And then we can talk about the Elijah Craig. So my point is, I guess, with these,
they're great.
If it drops down to 9 on the label and they still charge, but here's the thing. This is a 9-year store pick at $136, and this is still the same price as, like the store picks are the same price as the Elijah Craig barrel proof. So,
but, all right.
And nobody complains about that, and everybody talks about how great the single barrels are. So if they drop the age statement on there.
Lower.
Don't
say drop because that means it goes away.
Okay, if they lower the age statement.
Yep. But what if they lower the age statement? What if they lower the proof? They continue into mid-teens or maybe low teens.
Well, then, yeah.
And the price stays. And again, Minnesota, there's a surcharge. So, I mean, it's $90 for.
But I mean, so that's the thing, though. I mean, if you're willing to spend the same price on a 9-year store pick and not complain about it, why wouldn't you spend the same price on a 9-year, professionally batched by master taster?
Well, yeah, that's a fair point.
It's food for thought,
But there's lots of competition at $50 and $60 maybe for Knob Creek if you want to stay in the same family. Then there's the Wild Turkey stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Knob Creek any day of the week. It's, when they get down into the 120s, Knob Creek is a contender for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See, Hanging AZ says, really enjoying your hunting videos, Ben. Sort of keeps me from spending money. Well, it doesn't keep me from spending money.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we do have a Patreon. $3 a month, you can hop on there.
Or $10,000 a month if you're so inclined.
If 100 of you hop on there at $3 a month, that would make those bourbon hunting videos a lot easier. Because this show does not fund itself yet at this point. I've been kind of torn on that because I want to put those videos out like maybe once every week or two.
Sure.
But I don't want to always go out and just not buy anything. But I can't go out and buy 4 bottles a week.
You fake it.
Well, now you just told the internet, so now I can't. I haven't done that yet, but
you say, look, and I think I'm gonna leave with this one, and then you put it back on the shelf and you walk away.
Aiden says he's definitely seen people complain about the single barrels. Do they complain about the price, Aiden, or just the taste when they actually get them? I need to get back to my bullet barrel proof. Really enjoy that one for $50. Hang on, that is actually one of my next bottles. I've been meaning to buy a bullet barrel.
Yeah, I bought the 10-year, and it's good, but it's
still 90 proof.
Right. Yeah.
Or 91 or something.
Right.
Let's see. Aiden says only issue is Knob Creek tastes like candles. Whoa.
Well, Aiden, you got to open the bottle. You don't lick the cork.
No, you don't eat the wax off of the top of it.
Yeah, there's your problem.
Pop quiz, no correct answer. Long evening of yard work. Which bourbon settles the thirst to evening after chores? Oh, Basil Hayden, because it's the most watered down.
No, honestly, here's the true answer. Drink a Coors Light pretty quick, then have a pour of any bourbon. You need to get past that thirst because bourbon's not going to satisfy that. Mm-hmm. So Bud Light, Coors Light, water if you have to, and then have a bourbon.
I do find actually that a light beer, like a Coors Light type light beer, actually preps the palate really nicely for a bourbon. I think it's a good
I'm not actually
for a bourbon.
Kind of actually being serious.
Let's see. King of Kentucky. It's I'm thinking of Cream of Kentucky. King of Kentucky is super allocated, right? Is that the Brown Forman one?
I don't know. Well, we never see that kind of stuff.
So this is the blend here.
Mm-hmm. I overpoured, unfortunately, so I have a large blend.
I wouldn't say it's unfortunate. I would say lucky you. That's how you get the liver screaming. So they're talking amongst themselves.
Oh, man. Oh, it's even worse now.
Because Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What am I having for a pour? How do you follow this up?
Well, you go to Benchmark.
Yeah, I don't even have any. Well, I've got Benchmark Full Proof. Well, I've got actually the whole Benchmark line. What am I talking about? Okay, let's see.
Seriously, Aiden, you think it tastes like Crowns? Well, first of all, how do you know what Crowns taste like? Answer that question.
Let's see. Aiden says, congrats on making the same joke everybody does when I say that Beam in general is very, very waxy and Knob Creek has it in spades. The white label is straight up crayon. I will take your congrats on making the joke.
Yeah, totally. You got to make
give the old.
You got to make the obvious joke, otherwise you're missing out.
I'll even give a drum roll into the rim shot.
Yeah,
that's how amazing I think that joke was.
Okay. Honestly, I've never heard Crowns as a description for the Beam line.
So now I think what I have to do is I've got some Knob Creek single barrels.
Well, yeah, well, you should give it a try.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, everyone's going to make the kind of the peanut shell, peanut butter kind of note. Is the default description, which I tend to like, but occasionally is a little bit off-putting. Like it kind of hits wrong.
Noah Prideaux. I grabbed a bottle of Rare Breed today for $42. One of my favorite pours. That's awesome. It used to be $42 around here. Now it's $52 minimum.
Unfortunately,
that one jumped $10 in the last.
Such a sleeper
year.
hit. Yep.
Although, the Russell's single barrel didn't go up.
Really?
Yeah, that one's still around that 60, 65 mark.
I guess I normally see store picks of that. I don't look for the single barrel. Or not the single barrel, the 6 years, the basic one.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to have to get into a Knob Creek single barrel because I got to see if there's crayons in it. Power of suggestion would tell me that I'm now going to find crayons in one of my favorite bourbons.
So, Aiden, first of all, you have to specify the color because they taste different. Not that I know.
You do. You have to specify exactly what color.
Yeah, exactly.
Crayon. Hey, Steven is in the house. What's up, Steven? Steven, you said you were taking a break from doing live streams. So it's nice to see you in here. I hope everything's going well.
So you're going to go to the 9-year 120 or are you going to go 12-year?
Which you pick?
I don't care. You pick. You're drinking it.
Well, I've got 2 9-year 120s.
Do the limited for 120.5.
Okay.
Yeah, the high proof one.
We'll get the Knob Creek 12-year cask strength here.
At 120.5, and I really appreciate that extra 0.5%.
Yeah, I always thought that was great about this bottle.
Yeah.
They didn't go with just their standard 120 proof. They went full cask strength at 120.5.
Yep.
So we may have to actually...
But is it a periwinkle or a fuzzy wuzzy? That's the third time I've read that sentence today, Sugar.
Is it? So what does it say? Is it a periwinkle or a fuzzy wuzzy?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I don't know what that means.
We're talking about which color?
Oh, Steven says, I'm good, just on military orders, so I'm not at home with my setup to stream. Well, we're looking forward to having you back. And, Steven, thank you very much for your service.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Scarlet Rose. That's actually a really good description. I'm not willing to eat a crown to find out, but I like the reference.
Sadly enough, I probably am. That extra 0.5 proof really kicks us up.
That stuff will melt the shell of a garden snail.
It was good.
This is definitely a different flavor profile for sure. Russell single barrels are a dime a dozen.
Is this water at least remotely clean?
That's new. Yeah, I just brought that down there like a few days ago. From the last live stream.
I'm going to have a very small pour.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Just because all this talk about periwinkle and fuzzy wuzzy,
So I don't know about... I don't know that I'm getting waxy necessarily, that I would pick out waxy. I think I can see what you're talking about. I don't know if for me that constitutes waxy or not. But... let's see. Knob Creek is candle wax, not crayons. I don't get crayons on the Knob Creek. So do you get crayons on just like the regular Beam products, Aiden?
So on this one, the first note I got was gasoline.
On which one?
The Knob Creek.
That stuff will melt the shell off a garden snail.
Well, yeah. That's what it's made for.
Why, are you getting just all ethanol from this?
No, like actual I don't know, the smell of pumping gas. It's gasoline, but a gas station and.
Aiden says regular white label. Okay, I don't have any regular white label to test that theory. But I don't know. I guess I can see what you're saying about the waxiness, but I don't know that I would have called it waxiness. But there's something there that, now that you bring it up, I guess I could probably see that.
A little bit of an artificial flavor.
I don't know that I would have come up with that on my own.
But it's still really good.
Well, either way, I love it. So yeah, it begs the question: if the age statement on the Elijah Craigs are going to possibly go down, and the proof is going to stay in that 120 area.
You know what? That's going to give them some extra age statements. Maybe the Knob Creeks are going to go up.
What?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
They're not made by the same company.
I know.
Okay, Steven says, I get wax on my rye pick from them. Okay, now we got to try a rye pick from them.
Oh, you people throwing out this wax note. I don't think I've ever heard that before. And Maybe it's the new Bourbon No
So
game.
now we have
Just accuse them of like being waxy.
a Knob Creek. This is a Hewing Hotel.
Oh, that
store pick.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 5.5 year.
You said it was a thing.
115 proof. Okay, what is the David sample? Shredward says, I love the David sample. Oh, is that? Oh, you mean off of here? Okay. On the soundboard. Okay, so I need to rinse the glass here a little bit, which, by the way, I have not seen Bourbon School in the chat yet, and I have a rinsing the glass bone to pick with Lauren. Did you see my Instagram story today?
I didn't see that, but she did make reference, or I guess both Brian and Lauren made reference to the way that you roll the glass.
Yeah.
On one of their recent reviews.
Brian understands.
They called that the Benny Walker special. Is that
no,
what
they called it the Benny Walker method.
Oh.
So now there's which I did not coin. Brian coined that. And so I will accept that.
Well, it's obviously,
sure.
Yeah, you invented it, even though it's been happening for years, and you should make them charge you royalties.
Charge me royalties.
Pay
there
royalties.
We go. Chris Tats, g'day, y'all. Just dropping in to say hi before I give my Tyler a hand.
Tiller. Oh, Tyler.
Yeah, okay. Ceiling work done the last 2 weeks. Well, cheers, Chris. Thanks for dropping in. JT is in the house. What's up, JT?
We talked bad about you earlier.
In this live stream. Yes, we did. No, I'm drinking this store pick from Spirits, the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which I assume that was, you were still there back
you
when
picked it out. Yeah, you're the hero.
Well, maybe he helped Alyssa with it.
Yeah.
So no, anyway, so he was saying that, it's the Benny Walker method, he called it, because he says he always sees me doing this.
Yeah.
And Lauren's like, I don't know. That could just be lore, And so I don't think she understands the Benny Walker method as a science. And it is a science.
Well, yeah, she didn't. Yeah. But what you're doing is masking the dishwasher.
Right. And so the reason I do that is because when I have a little more of a full pour. But the reason I do that versus just going like this, right? When you just go like this, the whiskey only comes up to about there. And when you have a fresh glass from here all the way up, still smells like the dishwasher.
Lower your hand and then do it.
Oh, God. And so anyway, when you have a little bit of whiskey in there, you can tilt it so the whiskey will actually come all the way up to the rim, and then it rinses the entire glass, because otherwise, if it only rinses up to here, you put your nose in there, your nose is really only coming into contact with the rim.
That's what she said.
So, hanging back to the bourbon, because that's why we're all here. I have a couple of Knob Creek 12s that are amazing. I have a 15 that I like a lot, but I would suggest it's over oaked. It is
15?
It is a little bit overdone category.
Yeah.
It's vanilla and astringent.
Hanging. So did we do a comparison between the 12 and the 15?
I thought we did.
I can't remember. I know we reviewed them. I remember seeing videos, seeing like other reviews where some people actually preferred the 12 for that very reason. They thought the 12 was a little more balanced.
Yep. Well, a little bit sweeter. Sorry to hear about that, Chris.
Feeling a little bit down today. Lost a good friend yesterday. Oh, man. Who I went through. Let me read that real quick. Who I went through tech school with 33 years ago. We were only talking the other week about catching up. Man, that's a bummer. I'm very, very sorry to hear that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I know exactly how that feels. Most of us probably do, again, unfortunately. But you know what? Tell you what, let's have a little cheers to your friend here. So, cheers to you, Chris. Cheers to your friend. Sorry for your loss, man.
Cheers. All right, Bobby. How long till the kid is gone to basic?
Where's Bobby? There he is. Hey, peeps. Cheers all.
Yeah, Tipsy. Yeah, I totally agree. That
yeah, the
12
is amazing.
Although, Tipsy, if you've never had the 12.5, you're missing out.
Well, so the regular 12-year is 100 proof.
Yeah.
The 12-year cask strength is 120.5.
And like I said, he's missed. I'm sure he's had it. He's got a pretty extensive collection.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm on to the Knob Creek Rye store pick.
The rye.
Yeah, that Steven said he gets the wax on this one, or at least on his pick. This could be different.
That's wacky. That's wacky.
Waxy. Man, that is good. There is like a.
So was that a joke?
It was.
You should probably get a sign or something and let us know. I'm about to tell a joke.
I don't have to because I can do that afterwards, and then you'll posthumously know.
That's what she said.
I will run the sound back from now on.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Are you drunk?
These Knob Creek picks, by the way. So I have this one, and I have the twice barreled rye. I've heard some bad things about the twice barreled rye. I really like it. I actually really like it. And
I'm gonna leave the soundboard alone.
I'm getting a nice, almost like a Fruity Pebbles note off of this. Weird.
What's this? Noah, do you guys find bourbon hunting to be better in
Minnesota or Wisconsin?
So
no, I haven't actually gone in Wisconsin, but you went.
Well,
not that long.
I was gonna make a joke, but we don't make like jokes like that. So, all right. So it's been a few months. I was gonna say that you're not allowed in Wisconsin, but it wasn't that funny, and I had nowhere to go with the joke. And anyway, I was gonna imply something that I don't need to imply.
Okay.
But
He's an asshole, sir.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway, continue.
But Wisconsin definitely gets a different selection, and neither of us really hunt for unicorns because everybody knows to overcharge for them, and we don't look at top shelf stuff typically. But we do look at just the regular kind of stuff, and we see some different stuff in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And so one of my favorites all time recently is the Jim Beam single barrel that I recently got in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It wasn't available in Minnesota then. I think it is now.
The old
The 108 proof.
Yeah,
one.
the 108 proof I think just came around. So I actually, in the bourbon hunting videos that I put up.
Yeah, Schlammered, you're right. That's where I see Bardstown, because I don't see that in Minnesota hardly ever.
Let's see. Chris says we did one of the first KC rye picks with the Bourbon Mafia, which is phenomenal. That's awesome, Chris.
That's awesome.
Schlammered says, yeah, you can at least find Bardstown bourbon in Wisconsin.
Yep.
That's the thing, because I think, didn't you tell me that it was there or something like that?
I've not been to a ton of stores over there, but every time I go, I do see Bardstown.
Like Hudson or something?
Hudson and maybe just a little bit further in.
Okay.
Well, what's the, not that anybody cares about this, but what's a really nice like beach town on the Minnesota side? It's a really nice kind of resort town north of St. Paul on the water.
Like Stillwater?
Stillwater.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, so that's north of Hudson.
Yeah. And
so if you go straight across from Stillwater.
Yeah, and then we went into Wisconsin and a few places
and then,
around there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So were you in Stillwater then before that?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. Hanging AZ. Need to finally get my butt over to Trevor's. No, they do some killer KC picks.
Wow. Yeah, to be honest, I think Knob Creek is one that you can often find store picks. Not that hard.
Yes.
At decent liquor stores. They seem to do a lot of store pick stuff.
Have a good one all. Cheers. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Yeah, again, sorry about your loss, man. Hope things get better. Shredward says, I actually prefer the 12 over the single barrel pick I have. Is that the 12 cast strength shred, or is that the regular 12?
100 proofer.
The 100 proof? Okay.
The reality is they're both really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, they're not as good as the blend of these two. 270 proofers.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be pretty tough.
It's hard to beat. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this feel free to throw some of that down if you want. I haven't gone back to that bottle in quite a while, and it's actually really, really nice. Treadward says regular ass 12.
I like the 100 proof 12 year because you get like the low proof. Well, not that 100 is really low, but it's medium proof. The heavy age Knob Creek flavor profile. I promise it's only 270 proof.
Right. This is what happens when we drink a bunch of barrel proof bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, speaking of that, just side note, I had to edit our next review that's coming out. And you can definitely tell that we had reviewed a couple whiskeys before that one. Good Lord.
Yeah, we tried to knock out several, and I don't know which one you're reviewing, but
it was it's the Corbin
Maker?
Cash one that's coming out
yeah.
soon. The Maker's one will come out tomorrow, which, by the way, I think that's already uploaded. So that's
okay.
Yeah, I meant to text you earlier that that's ready for Patreon. So Patreon, you'll get it in a little bit here. But yeah, that one, it's not like we were like slurring or hammered or anything. But it took us a while to get to the point because we started nosing it. And
kind of like now.
Yeah,
like
but this is a live stream. We can, we can go all
That's
night.
what she said.
But yeah, it got to this like, holy, even I was watching it, because I have to watch it as I'm editing. I was like, good Lord, get to the freaking point here.
If you didn't drop in a Monty Python clip in the middle of that, you missed out.
I still can. So send me the clip.
You don't know the clip I'm referring to?
Is it like a get to the point one or a get to the...
Like they keep going through the credits in the Monty Python.
Okay.
I don't know if I have that as a clip, but it'd be easy to find.
Okay.
Get on with it. I think that's what they keep saying is get on with it.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that because I think you actually told me about that. Okay, don't think I've had a bad KC pick, to be honest. I haven't either, Steven. Wish I could find the cast strength. Shred, that was around for quite a while here because it was a limited release. But when it came out, it was
right. That's the only one. I've not seen anything besides this, other than store picks specifically.
Yeah, so they did that. I don't know. Is there a non-pre?
Oh, there's a quarter cask.
Yeah, you have that.
Yeah, so that's where they secondary age it in little barrels.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that! 99 Perspective is in the house.
Sup?
Holler. Yeah, maybe we should just do a full Knob Creek lineup sometime. Because didn't we do we did the quarter cask versus just regular?
I don't remember.
And I don't remember finding too much. I think I remember from that video, it was like, quarter cask thing might be a little
Northwest.
Mark, what's up? Northwest Bourbon is in the house.
Leah's in the house. Aiden's still here. Sugar Kitty's still here. Hanging.
Hangin says the Bad Axe Bourbon, when you visit, we need to do a Trevor's field trip and maybe a trip to Adventurous Still for a tour and tasting. I know a guy named Steven.
Oh,
yeah, you guys got
Steven.
down there by Steven. So speaking of people who like Texas whiskey, I had a pour.
Wait, what? Who are we referring to? I know of one cowboy hat wearing
Steven
guy.
Actually another one just popped into the chat here. Sean's in the house.
Just in time for my diatribe about Garrison.
Yeah, because I got to tell what you texted today because that was hilarious. So anyway, I had a pour of Iron Root last night. I've never had that before.
And that's in Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it still tastes like Texas whiskey, and I wouldn't spend whatever it costs to buy a bottle.
$1.12.
Texas whiskeys go, it was getting towards the right direction.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But it still had the Texas funk. It was just, there was other flavors that kind of tamped it down a little bit.
Okay.
So today, I hadn't put up hey, Dr. Robert's in the house. What's up, Dr. Robert?
Bear.
Shredward has Texas whiskey with the thumbs down. I could not agree more.
Totally. Yeah, so explain, so Ben sent me a text, says, all right, are we going to do a live stream? What are we going to talk about, essentially?
Yeah, because I hadn't posted anything. I was like, oh, crap, I forgot to promote the live stream. Maybe nobody's going to jump in. And so I sent Greg a text.
Seriously, I gave Michael I gave you a bottle of basic Garrison.
What?
I gave him a bottle.
Hold on.
That was terrible. Horrendous. I'm offended. I'm appalled. So what are we going to do? What else?
I totally forgot about that.
Good idea.
Give it away to people. So I sent Greg a text. I was like, well, what are we going to do in the live stream tonight? Because we usually have some sort of a plan, proof points or trivia night or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, so do you want to do weird stuff? Do you want to do whiskeys we don't like? Maybe do a bunch of Texas whiskeys? And he texts me back and says, I actually had a pour of Garrison last night.
Balmoria, actually.
I'm not prepared to do that again for a while. It's like, totally understand. I actually had a pour of Texas whiskey yesterday as well. I've been going for walks lately after work.
You are onto some OG brick. They need to go underground and get away from the sun a little bit because it is too hot, too humid, too Texas.
I disagree. Because we had 13th Colony from Georgia. And that's got to be a fairly similar. Georgia's hot. Georgia's humid, right?
But 13th Colony was great.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't blame, if 13th Colony can get that good in Georgia, even if there's a bit of a difference in climate, then Texas whiskey has no excuse for being the dog shit that it clearly is.
I want to agree with you, but they need to do something.
We just got real divisive on this live stream. We don't like Texas whiskey. Although, I think it probably does. So most Texas whiskeys are lower age. And I think they can get them out lower age and get them to
because they've melted the hell out of the barrels.
Yeah, where they feel a little more age. And I do think that's pretty cool about it because we have that yellow rose that's only 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And as Texas whiskeys go, again, that one,
it drinks like a 12-year.
Surprisingly, I don't mind.
So, all right, you're saying, all right, so we need to talk to Wolf E.
Stop being camels, cows. I can't tell
Cats.
what animal that is from here.
Yeah, it's
cats. What does that possibly
asses?
mean? I think I know what he might be saying.
He's an asshole too, sir.
Pronounced Balmora.
Balmora. Why is there an E in it?
More money than it's worth.
Yeah, it's not worth $220. I'll tell you that. I don't care how you pronounce it.
Not sure if whiskey is supposed to taste good, but it puts hair on your chest or takes some off. Not sure if whiskey is supposed to taste good. I think it tastes wonderful.
So, Bobby, I had to pour a Balmora, as I just learned is pronounced by Sugar Kitty. And it's okay, but there's still something about it. Ben refers to it as a Texas funk, which I don't like music, so.
Yeah. I'll give you one for that. But yeah, like
no, Shred, you're totally wrong. If you're talking about 13th Colony, that is
no effing cat. Oh, he's talking about the thing. Okay,
yeah, we're trying to keep up.
So Bobby, yeah, no matter. It's like every time I drink Texas whiskey, it's like I have hopes, and it's just like
there's rumors that Still Austin is great, and we just haven't had it.
Still Austin cast drink, we still haven't had it.
Yeah,
but I had that. The Balcones rye and
oh man, it's even worse now.
Bobby, that was you. Let's see.
Wait.
Oh, hey, look at here, Bourbon Rendezvous. Ron is in the house again. Did someone say Garrison Brothers? My ears and throat were burning.
Yes, we're talking about Houston.
Texas,
he's in Houston,
so he can.
But wait a minute,
he can do that.
Sean, you're in South Florida. You're not in South Florida.
Who?
Sean. Scroll down one.
No, he's not in South Florida. Let's see. I have not named, but I have lived.
Oh, you lived.
Otherwise known as South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Not a ton of Florida whiskeys coming out. There actually was one that we had.
There is?
Yeah. What was that? It was something weird. It was like a smaller brand.
Huh.
And I don't know if it was actually distilled and matured in Florida, but it was a Florida whiskey.
Maybe it was just MGP.
It could have been. But I think, I don't remember it tasting as good as MGP.
So speaking of MGP, the other big news this week, we should probably touch on briefly.
Penelope was purchased by MGP.
Do you have any?
I don't.
Oh, man.
That stuff's expensive. I leave that for you to buy.
Unfortunately, I've got like 2 shelves full of this stuff, and it's now worthless because they were bought by MGP. I'm going to pour it down the drain.
It was all MGP juice to begin with.
Actually, I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, some people seem to have mixed feelings about that. It's like, why do you care? It was all MGP juice to begin with.
They just bought the brand.
Yeah.
Essentially. And so.
It's not like when Sazerac bought Early Times. And
Right.
that was a different company that was possibly distilling different juice or blending it different or something. They may blend it different.
But what we don't know, was Penelope starting up distilling and aging, and they just hadn't released their own juice yet? I don't know the answer to that.
Or maybe Penelope is still doing all the blending. It's just it's under MGP now.
Totally.
MGP can market the hell out of it. But maybe the folks at Penelope will still.
But they paid a lot of money, if we're honest. They paid over $100 million for something. So there was something there besides maybe the market or whatever, but hope it works out for them. I really like Penelope. I love MGP. So,
Hagen says, anybody ever find a Windex note in a whiskey? Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten ones that kind of have like a.
So that's the
what I would say kind of have a bug spray note, and I think that's probably fairly similar.
Oh, what's that chemical? Oh, come on, brain! You should be working now.
You can do it.
You can do it. What's that? What the heck is that chemical?
I don't know. I had nothing.
My brain is just not there. It's gone.
I had a sound drop here that I was gonna.
You can do it.
Couldn't get to it fast enough. Should have bought the bigger stream deck.
It starts with A.
Switch screens.
Ammonia. Finally, boy.
Wrong.
Yeah, I've had definitely gotten some kind of chemical sort of taste, and like a bug spray thing. I never really called it Windex, but I would imagine that's probably maybe you're getting the same similar note.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
but I will be looking for that for sure. Says, I got to get you guys some Still Austin cast strength and some Old Humble Double Oak Rye made here locally. Not all Texas whiskey bourbon is bad.
People keep saying that.
Okay. Everybody says Still Austin
Yes.
cast strength is the one. We can't get that here. So we're at the mercy of all of you
to help us find a bottle.
Or if everybody goes over right now and subscribes to the Patreon at the most expensive level possible.
Yeah.
$100,000 we'll just fly down there and get some
a month each.
Yeah.
We will send Ben on an overnight flight to Austin. I'm assuming it's from Austin, Texas. It would seem reasonable.
Imagine, you know, you can probably get it anywhere in Texas. But. Anyway, but yeah, so I keep hearing that, and Ron is from Texas
Houston
and hates most Texas whiskey.
Well,
you know,
we don't
and
have
so
to
if
call
he's
him
saying
out.
that one's good and the other one's good, I'm going to take Ron's word for it.
We know that we like some of the same stuff as Ron.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's a Texas guy, and usually from Texas, you're obligated to just defend to the death anything and all things Texas.
Side note: I was born in Lubbock, Texas, the real Texas.
Lubbock. That's such a weird name for a town.
Acetone was a good guess. I was actually thinking of that other one, but
Acetone, yeah, for sure.
That was a good guess. Penelope has a lot of stock and also does more finishing than blending.
Okay.
Yeah, totally true. Yeah, they do a lot of the finishing, and they're
Yeah,
actually from Sugar Kitty's neck of the woods.
Let's see.
I was thinking ammonia, but acetone's a good guess.
So the second largest state in the country has one good bourbon. Congratulations. It's awesome, Shredward. See, all the Still Austin stuff is pretty good.
Yep.
But the cast strength is next level, but seasonal, I think. Okay. Yeah, we got to get a hold of some of that somehow. Send us all of your Texas whiskeys. We'll do a live stream. Everyone just send Texas whiskey. I will post Greg's address publicly after the live stream, and you can send them all to him, and we'll drink them.
I don't rubber stamp any Texas whiskey, but I...
Hold on a second. Benny, is your bourbon note bar naturally chilly down there to make sense of the hoodie and the long sleeve? Yes, absolutely it is. It's freaking freezing down here compared to the rest of the house.
Well,
I actually was in a thinner shirt, and I went upstairs and put this on before coming down here. It's like 62 degrees down here.
There's so many appropriate things I was going to say, but we're not that channel.
Let's see.
Round 3.
You've lost your Stream Deck privileges.
Lubbock was stamped on a VW dealership for like 2 days while our VW camper had its engine rebuilt. OMG.
Oh, so Sean says, so I owe you guys many samples. I think I need to send you some good Texas stuff. Oh, that's right. Didn't you say there was something about, did you win some samples on? Sean was telling me the other night.
He said that, but I don't remember. But
Sean, you pick whatever samples you think we should check out.
That's what we're
But include your best Texas samples.
Not laughing at yourself like, oh, they're gonna hate this one. Like we've already had those.
Like, throw down the gauntlet if you guys don't like this. You know.
Do you have any bourbon?
Yeah, there's a little bit back there. The most common offensive chemical I get on terrible whiskey is acetone. Yeah, I can see that. Texas rye, yeah, no. Hanging that Balcones Texas rye is the only one I've had, and it was straight up hot garbage. It was freaking. Oh, what was it, Steven? I don't know if you're still in the chat. I actually meant to comment on this video, but he was talking about a whiskey he didn't like, and he referred to it as booty juice. I literally laughed out loud in my vehicle when I was driving around.
I could actually hear in my head Steven's voice saying that.
Yeah, saying booty juice. Not the cast strength picks 8. Okay, he's talking then. Oh, by the way, we do have Sugar Kitty. We're sending some samples to you because
he won.
Sean finally got back to us from the night that Sean won on Whiskey Trivia Night in America.
Yes.
We have owed a Patreon subscriber of his, either drawing or random or whatever, however he was going to pick it, some samples, and that's going to you, Sugar Kitty. So, Sugar Kitty, if you want the samples, and if you trust us with your address, send us an email at thebourbonnote@gmail.com with your contact information, and we'll get some samples out to you right away.
Totally.
We're going to bottle up some samples for some other folks this weekend, so we'll just we'll do that at the same time. So, yeah, Sugar Kitty, thebourbonnote@gmail.com, and we'll get that out. I know one of the whiskeys we're going to send out that we promised that night is the rare breed uncut, unfiltered international travel.
This is the one you got from
Mexico.
Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It actually tastes different than Rare Breed, which we love.
We might as well get into some of it. I got the bottle out.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, we're just pouring all the bangers, right?
That's right. Well, I just had a pour of, what did I have? Oh,
well, I'll leave it out here. So if you
McFarland Reserve.
If you want some, feel free to put that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sugar Kitty, you got some of this coming your way. And if there's anything else you've seen us review or whatever,
Yeah, totally. Feel free to request it. We can always say no.
Yeah, let us know.
Ooh,
So I am doing the Benny Walker method as coined by Brian on Bourbon School.
You gotta work on that name.
And as doubted by Lauren on Bourbon School.
Yeah. The method, according to Benny Walker.
The method.
According to Benny Walker.
Just to make it sound a little more official.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we need to get some dramatic music. The method, according to Benny Walker.
Yeah, totally.
Tilt the glass to the side. That's pretty good.
I think that works.
Now I'm in our game show.
Circle
sound
takes
effect.
a square.
Circle gets a square. No whammies, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Yeah, this Rare Breed, uncut, unfiltered.
You know, we've not had a bad bourbon tonight.
No. So I almost feel like we shouldn't have. Well, I could drink this one real quick, and then we could just get into some straight garbage bourbon.
Oh, that's a good idea. So what happens after you've had 5 good bourbons, all high proof, then go to an 80 proof,
I've got us covered for this. Hold on.
aged less than 30 days. Oh, is that where you're going?
We're not going to do all of these because at some point.
Yeah.
So we've had the Elijah Craig C919,
Mhm.
Elijah Craig barrel proof store pick, Knob Creek cast strength 12-year, Knob Creek store pick rye, and now the Rare Breed uncut unfiltered.
Yep.
After finish, these have been small pours, by the way.
Really,
We're not rocking 2 ounces of each of these because
I kind of overpoured on this one, but I'm still okay.
this would be a much different show.
Exactly. I only have
If we
212
had-
feet to get home.
Hanging easy, Rare Breed travel only.
Yes.
Yeah. So and it's a liter too for $52. So yeah, it's good. We in the video
Comes in a box, I think.
Yes, it does actually. Yeah.
They know what boxes look like. Oh, yeah.
Bam.
It looks like a box.
Yep. We did the review of this, and it does taste different than the regular Rare Breed. There is definitely a noticeable difference.
Yes, definitely.
And it's good. Malort time. So, Ron.
Totally agree.
I keep
Hang in.
hearing
I
about-
wish they would sell that to us people who
tired of
actually.
the travel only crap.
But what the heck's a Malort?
So, Malort is made by the same company that
May the
makes
force be with you.
Jepson's. And I think I learned that from Bobby. I think he mentioned that in a thing.
What?
Yeah, so Malort, apparently, I've never heard of it until I started hearing about it. Because,
Never heard of it until 12 seconds ago.
Yeah, and
I
apparently
still don't like it.
it's apparently it's like some sort. I don't know if it's like a liqueur or something. It's not a whiskey, but apparently it's a very storied. Like it kind of has a reputation, kind of like how Jägermeister or something else like that, or like Boone's Farm has a reputation.
Yep.
Apparently, amongst some folks that get it, I think it's out of Chicago. Yeah, because Jepson's is out of Chicago.
Mhm.
Malort is like a thing. Like it's maybe a rite of passage for drinking bad booze or something.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what the hell it is.
Some people are
Oh,
saying
here we go. Let's look at this. Sugar Kitty coming in with the
Scandinavian wormwood liqueur. Sounds great. You're just selling it to all of us there, Sugar.
facts. Yeah. Wormwood liqueur. Okay, that's weird.
Tastes like old pennies in a dirty sock.
Bad Axe Bobby says Texas bourbon whiskey tastes more similar to Tennessee whiskey, Lincoln County processed charcoal mellowed, than traditional bourbon to me. Really? I don't get that at all.
Huh. He is a California hippie.
Yeah. Everything about Bobby screams hippie.
Hippie, yeah.
Bobby makes an appearance in our next video, actually. Well, we
Does?
reference him, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because it's the Corbin Cash video.
Oh, well.
Or not our next one. Our next one is the Maker's BEP, but after that, it'll be
Okay.
the Corbin Cash.
Okay.
Malort is so bad that it has a cult following.
Well, there's lots of things that have a cult following, like us.
Malort is, yeah. You can get Malort in Minnesota. Okay.
Honestly,
Aiden, what section would that be in if we wanted to get it? I'm assuming it's cheap, right?
Well, it's probably in liqueurs, like the weird.
Bobby, you make me sad. Tennessee whiskey sucks.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. Like, maybe he had an aneurysm.
Can somebody go check on Sean?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's doing all right.
Yeah. So
maybe the hat.
If any of you live over in Kentucky, just go in there and just pop in there and make sure Sean's doing okay.
Maybe the hat's on too tight.
Make sure his taste buds aren't like on fire or melting or something.
Yeah.
No, I mean I get it. Maybe you don't like Dickel or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I wouldn't
and maybe
blame.
you don't like the general Jack Daniels, but man, you got the Jack Daniels single barrel proofs at Coy Hill is amazing.
But he is so close to the Tennessee border that like it's hard to separate the politics from the religion.
Oh, so you think it's like a Tennessee and versus Kentucky thing?
Yeah, he's just one of those. He lives on the wrong side of the river. He's never going to appreciate what they offer because of just circumstances, and that's okay.
This sounds amazing. Malort is a hint of grapefruit before getting overwhelmed with crushed up aspirin. Oh, I can literally taste that in my. You ever?
No.
Like the taste of an aspirin?
Yeah, it's acidic.
Oh, yeah. Except JD special releases. Okay, Sean, he's back.
All right.
Okay. Sean's fine.
Liqueurs, yeah. You know, I have to admit, at this point in the conversation, this is awesome.
What?
We have a question. We have a set of people who show up every time. Thank you so much for showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And they know what we're asking, and they have the answers. This is amazing.
I thought you meant I thought you were building up to
No, I was.
We have a question for you guys.
Well, yeah, I had a question. Aiden, right there, he knew what I was asking and had the answer. And Bourbon School, finally.
Bourbon School.
It's time to pick your bone.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. Well, so
if that's not a setup, then I don't know what is.
Brian runs the Bourbon School YouTube chat.
Okay.
Lauren is Bourbon School Lauren.
Yes.
So Brian, obviously I'm referencing, I don't know if you've seen the Instagram post yet or the comment on YouTube, but I did watch your Elijah Craig A123, and I appreciate the shout out on the Benny Walker method, which I had not ever coined that, the Benny Walker method,
and
but I am accepting it.
Actually,
enthusiastically.
We are going to be referring to it as the method by Benny Walker.
The method by Benny Walker. Yeah, Greg wanted to make it a little more efficient since we already have the Benny Walker special.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, still the Benny Walker method.
Still great. The method by Benny Walker.
I don't know. I mean, I just like the fact that Brian came up with
Michael, I genuinely feel bad about the whole Garrison thing. I gave it to you in good faith, hoping you would like it, but I acknowledge that it may not be great. So, as recompense, please reach out to thebourbonnote@gmail.com, and we will send you some samples of good bourbon.
Is that the only sample? Is it
He's the one that gave us the Lucky 7 and the Maker's Mark BEP sample. So he's certainly entitled to.
You gave him Garrison Brothers? What the?
Well, no, there's a long story there, but
what is wrong with you?
It was extra, and I was either going to have to take it home or let him give it a try, and he gave it a try.
Bobby. Malort tastes like if you ate mint chip ice cream, threw it up, and then ate it again.
You know, I've seen some of Bobby's.
That's the greatest tasting note I've ever. I'm gonna wait a couple of months, but I'm just gonna casually it's got notes of cinnamon and whatever, and then I was like, it kind of tastes like if you ate mint chip ice cream, threw it up, and then ate it again.
You know, I've seen some of Bobby's descriptions of parties in the past. I don't think he's making that up.
Might not be. Let's see. Sounds like a T-shirt. I just got my bones jumped by the bourbon note. What? Did I miss something in the
bone picked?
My bone picked by the bourbon note. Well, I mean, there's a couple people that can wear that shirt. Okay. Brian says it's foolproof. I smelled smells out of the glass I've never experienced before. Benny Walker method for the win. Thank you, Brian. Can you text Lauren and tell her to get in the chat here so I can explain the method by Benny Walker or the Benny Walker method?
No, the method.
Brian did such a good job of coining that. I don't want to change it.
Well, no, but first of all, there's a comma that we have to acknowledge. The method by Benny Walker.
By Benny Walker.
You know, I really like the dramatic pauses.
They seem to get More and more spaced out every time.
I thought you were going to go there.
I stole that from you because you actually did that joke in a previous live stream. Anyway, so I'm going to explain for those of you that weren't here before.
Well,
so
let's give Lauren a minute.
Brian.
Hopefully he's reaching out.
Okay.
Electronically because they don't live that close together.
He said Monkey Shoulder is one of the worst scotches he's ever had, and he's had Johnny Black.
Wait. You don't like Johnny Walker Black? Now, I'm not saying it's exceptional. You don't even like it?
It's a basic, somewhat peated, because Johnny Walkers are blends, so it's not a...
Yeah, they're definitely blends. I like the little bit of peat that it brings as compared to like a super high peat one. Like,
what about a little bit of Dave? Or a little bit of Bob?
Peated bog.
That was I wanted to make a Greg joke. I just wanted to see what it felt like.
I'll let you know when you get one.
So it says no one likes...
No, seriously, I am no one then because
no one likes Johnny Black.
Like, I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
I've never had the really expensive Johnny Walkers, but...
I used to kind of like it, but that was back when I didn't really know what kind of whiskey I was super into or whatever. But, I had on a cruise not that long ago. Well, probably a year and a half ago.
I just had a great thought. And since Fred Minnick just made a comment about this, I'm going to bring it out here.
Fred Minnick's in the chat? Yeah. Isaiah V. Bobby loves Monkey Shoulder.
Do you like Johnny Walker or Johnny Drum better? That's the question.
I'm going to take neither for the win. Johnny Black is for homeless people. Well, it says buns, but I'm assuming he meant bums, vagrants. What's the right term these days? I'm going to go with buns. Oh, there he goes. He corrected it.
Is it Dreamers?
So I actually had...
Too soon.
I had a Johnny Walker Black triple cask. Again, an international duty-free only. And that was actually... It was interesting because it was Johnny Walker Black finished in 3 separate casks. And then,
it needs all the help it can get.
Yeah, but it was interesting. It was only like $50. I kind of was considering buying a bottle just for the novelty of it. Hey, Sean, have you ever had any Johnny Walker expressions that you do like?
Like what? Just the green or red or blue? Which I've never had any of those.
They've got like the green, they've got the gold, they've got the double black, which I've had that.
Huh.
It's a little much. Like, it's not that it's overly peated, but it's just like, I don't know. I kind of had a hard time with that one.
Huh.
So when I ever go on a cruise, I get the all-inclusive drink package, which for me, it's basically an all-inclusive whiskey package. So it's kind of nice. You can try different stuff that you wouldn't normally just pay money for. And so I had the Johnny Walker Black. I explored some like Macallan bottles too, but
I like Macallan.
I don't know. I mean,
they're boring. And I think now
that's the thing. I find just regular, like any 80 proof scotch, I just find it to be very boring, no matter what they do with it.
I like it, but I suspect it's going to be kind of the apple cinnamon kind of note. Yeah. Now that's what I associate with single malts. Mm-hmm. So basic Macallan, like 12 year, because Scotland has no weather. It takes them 12 years to.
Well, they do have weather. It's just terrible.
Well, it's all the same. Like it goes from 52 to 57, 52 to 57.
Johnny Green is my favorite. So I don't know what the green and the gold and the blue are. I'm assuming the blue is just like a more high quality blend. Black is the peated Johnny Walker. What are you laughing at here?
Let's just leave it alone. We don't need to have a discussion about it. Just somebody said something funny and then somebody else said something funny and let's just leave it there.
Let's not get canceled.
Yeah, let's just leave that there. We'll discuss this on another channel at another time. Another place. Exactly. So Ardbeg, totally.
Sean, yes. If you're gonna send the 6 samples,
no, I want to go buy one. I just don't know where to go find one.
Oh well, please do. But if
because they're not expensive, right?
They are.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hit up Sean for some samples.
Like,
I think they range quite a bit, but you're not going to get a $30 one.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Sean, we would be very interested in trying some Ardbeg, and I know that you've expressed that you like Ardbeg before, so we would be interested in some Texas whiskey and some Ardbeg, and we will leave it up to you if you're willing to part with any of your prized Ardbeg. And
we'll let you have some Balmoria as Sugar Kitty.
We sent him some of that. Okay, so I'm not seeing Lauren in the chat. Brian, are you still here? If you are, just give. Oh, hey, Stacy, 4-Leaf Whiskey is in the house.
Stacy,
what's happening?
So Brian, if you're
okay, Brian is still here.
He is.
Brian, let me explain, at least to you, why the Benny Walker method,
otherwise known as
by Benny Walker,
thank you,
works. And I explained this earlier, but there's new people in the chat.
Yeah,
now.
always.
So the reason you always see me doing this, like you'll see me like, okay, Lauren is here.
Lauren,
welcome. Glad you're here.
Well, first of all, she knows everything because
well, apparently she doesn't because she thought.
Oh, you just called out the
Benny Walker
expert
special,
the all-knowing one. It does not know something.
Well, so in my Instagram post, I don't know if you saw this, Lauren, but I did say, from the reigning champ of Whiskey Trivia Night in America, I expected more. So, Lauren, I'm going to explain to you why the Benny Walker method, also known as
you don't have enough in your glass,
by Benny Walker, works. And here's why. So, you'll see me doing this a lot on the bar, and that's obviously to swirl the whiskey around like most people do. The reason I sometimes like to do it on the bar, it's a little more controlled. You don't splash it as much.
And he's drunk.
Okay. Well, and that. So, when you do the Benny Walker special, the reason I'm doing that is because the glass, if you have a fresh glass, sometimes kind of smells like the dishwasher, or sometimes even just a fresh glass kind of smells like a fresh glass, right? And you want to get that out of the way. I don't know. Somebody just said what she said, so I'm just going to go ahead.
That's what she said.
So you want to get that out of the way. Now, if you're just going to
what
swirl
Shred
it,
said. Oh no, he was making fun of the way I said Balmora.
Okay. If you're just going to swirl it like this, the whiskey only comes up to about right here.
And I told him just to raise the glass up higher.
Oh my God. I'm never going to get through this explanation. So the reason I tilt it like this, and I don't have enough in the glass right now, but the reason I tilt it like this is because you can actually pour the whiskey all the way up to the rim, and then when you twirl it, it rinses the entire glass all the way up to the top. So when you nose it, you're not getting that dishwasher glass. As I said before, if you only do that, when you get there to nose it, your nose is just right there at the rim.
That's what she said.
So there you go. Lauren, that's why the Benny Walker method works. I will expect a full endorsement of the Benny Walker method and a full retraction on your next video.
Feel no peer pressure, but lots of pressure.
Go subscribe to Bourbon School, by the way. Lauren and Brian are great.
So I'm curious if I get Crown and Wax.
Are we not going to drink any of these?
Oh,
you keep pouring bourbons. I'm waiting.
Like I didn't know
So
the
which
rules.
One is this?
This is
a 12. Okay.
This is just a regular 12.
Boy, we have got a lot of high octane bourbons on the bar here.
That's right.
She's still skeptical. Lauren, it's science.
It's science.
If you're trying to get rid of the smell of the glass and you only rinse it up to here, from here on up, it's still going to smell like the glass.
Detergent.
When you nose it. Yeah. Nosing the rim. That's what she said. Epic.
That's what she said.
Somebody got the joke.
Yep.
I think several people got the joke.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure several people did.
Wait. All right, Sugar Kitty, I'm curious where you're going with this. How come here? All right. Serious, honest question.
Nose the rim.
No, honest question for people talking about Scotch.
I'm just leaving that up for the rest of the live stream. Okay, what were you saying?
So when people talk about Scotch, and I've watched a couple of like whiskey reviews recently where they're talking about peated Scotches, people talk about all these other brands. Nobody talks about Lafroig. Is Lafroig like the redheaded stepchild? No offense. Of
yeah, ginger
Scotch.
The ginger comes through.
Because I'm serious, because I don't know the politics.
I don't think so, because like when I first got into whiskey, I kind of thought I was a Scotch person.
Yeah.
And I've heard about Lafroig a lot.
Well, I did
really
too.
Had a reputation, even more so than Lagavulin.
7 years ago, yes. But nobody talks about Lafroig today.
Really? Okay.
Other than Lafroig aficionados.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4-Leaf whiskey.
Yeah.
Stacey is not liking. Oh, Peter White's here. Hey, Peter White.
Yeah, I totally understand that you don't like it, but nobody talks about Lafroig. They list all of these high.
Oh, and Sean doesn't like it either. So Ardbeg is a peated Scotch, isn't it?
Peated-ish, but it's not
Correct
Lafroig
me if I'm wrong
type.
on that, but I may be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of Octomore. I know Octomore is.
But
We
like
don't know a
even
ton
even Johnny Walker, the black especially, is a little bit of peat. Like
yeah, it's mixed with a little bit of
Yep,
peat.
I'm okay with that, and other people say they're okay with it as well. But Lefroy is way too far, I guess, for most people.
Hangin says these guys don't believe in the neck pour. Not sure if I'm buying their science.
Hey,
well, tell you what, we have got a science experiment coming up.
we
will be doing
have
a
a
video
great
on the neck
one.
pour.
We did that video over a year and a half ago with the Buffalo Trace. It's been sitting there untouched.
Yeah,
we're going to
can do it
revisit
again,
that exact bottle to prove the whole neck pour or super aged empty bottle thing.
So from what I gathered on the live stream that Bobby and Sugar Kitty did together, Sugar Kitty knows his scotch.
He does, absolutely.
So he says Lefroy is a love-hate thing. It has very medicinal taste. Yes. Extremely medicinal. Some people will get that stupid.
You just have to scroll down and back up.
I almost hit.
That's what she said.
Some people will talk about that and like it, but it's not for everyone. Lefroy More is one of their good releases. So this is what I've experienced with having peated scotches, and really Lefroy is probably the most prominent peated scotch I've had.
At least for as far as I know.
I have always said that the medicinal note outweighs the smoke note, the campfire note.
Yes, I totally agree.
And maybe that's not the case on all of them.
Mike, I think my bottle of 10-year Lefroy is probably 13 years old and not finished yet because I don't go to it. I have an 18-year that's better. And I have a 30-year that's better but expensive.
Okay, Whiskey War says, tasting note, salt whale's anus after this whale has sat dead on the beach for many weeks. Or salted whale's anus. I think you did fine with salt. I was like, is there something called the salt whale? For a second there, I was confused. I think
Bobby
is higher ppm than Lefroy, but it's totally different peat. Okay.
Fair
We've
enough.
really opened up a can of worms here.
I think
very
so.
opinionated on this.
And I didn't want to throw Sean under the bus and acknowledge the fact that he's a marine biologist. But let's just throw that out there. He did spend a number of years working on the ocean, and he's an expert in
the anus,
the whale anus.
Yeah,
he does know that very well.
I don't know if he wanted us to share that with the world. He told us that in confidence.
Oh, okay. So when we do the show live, we may not say that.
Yeah. Lefroy seems to have taken a downturn the last few years. Instead of the nuance or balance, they just focus on hitting you over the head with peat. Just get Port Charlotte instead. Okay.
Huh.
Is that is Port Charlotte? Is that the
What is that?
Who makes that? Is that the Bruichladdich?
I honestly don't know.
Bruichladdich.
You know what we need to do? We need to do a field trip.
Ardbeg is more peat than Lefroy.
We need to do a field trip to the city where we know that Aiden is, to the store where we know Aiden is when he's there.
Okay.
And have a conversation with him. Okay,
for sure. Ardbeg, Port Charlotte, or Lagavulin do not have that medicinal taste. So
wow.
I've only had the 8-year Lagavulin, and I would agree, I didn't get quite as much of a medicinal taste.
So I've never had any of
I've
those.
always assumed that all Isla Scotches had that medicinal note.
Band-Aid note.
Yeah, the Band-Aid, the antiseptic,
Yeah.
Anbesol.
Huh.
Because with Lefroy, it definitely overpowers the smoke.
Absolutely.
I drink that, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
It's Band-Aids and campfire.
There's smokiness there, but I thought that, peated scotches were supposed to be just full-on smoke, which is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And that medicinal note kind of got in the way. Whale anus is a delicacy in some Baltic countries. I honestly don't know if you're being serious or not, but
He also was a marine biologist.
Yes. Supposedly, the medicinal quality comes from the extremely high mineral content in Lefroy's water source. Okay, interesting.
Which is ocean, assuming.
1 pour of Lefroy every 3 years is recommended dosage. Could not imagine getting schlammered on. Oh, yeah. I could never get drunk on that because I could never drink enough of it.
No, the 43rd pour of the night is fine. But that's what it takes to get there.
Yeah, we actually did do a flight. Well, we did a flight of Lefroy in the live stream.
We did.
Night. Yeah.
We did.
So we actually have a video of us doing 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Michael Madigan says, hello, Minnesota whiskey people. Cheers. Cheers, Michael. I'm assuming you're a fellow Minnesotan.
Apologize for the anus conversation.
That's what she said.
Yes, Port Charlotte is made at Bruichladdich. Okay.
Wow.
You haven't lived until you've tasted salty whale anus. Lauren is a gangster. There's just no other way to put it.
The bad thing is that's the third live stream she's had to put that comment in tonight.
Northwest Bourbon. Mark says burnt tires with moss growth. Interesting. And Band-Aid.
You know, I suspect we've tapped into a conversation that people wanted to have. People want to talk about what their opinions of Scotch.
Yeah, apparently their opinions of Scotch.
And Isla specifically.
Isla Scotches, yeah.
And we totally need to talk to Stacy about this because I think she'll have opinions as well.
Stacy says, I mean, if it's between whale anus and Lefroy, I'm not going hungry.
That could be a T-shirt.
Well, which one of those is the most? Yeah.
That could be a T-shirt, and if it's not, it needs to be a T-shirt.
Stacy, you need to make that on a T-shirt.
That is awesome.
Let's see. Aiden says Lefroy might as well be drinking the flaming bog from the Princess Bride. There's so much more to peated whiskey. I'm not even going to try that. Port Charlotte and Kilcoman are totally different. Wait, you know, the Scots have their own version of English, don't they?
It's not even remotely English. It's Klingon.
Or is that kind of like, do the Scots have something kind of like Irish have Celtic?
Gaelic?
Gaelic, that's what I meant. Sorry. Do the Scots have something, you know, similar to that? Okay, so Sean, if you're still in the chat here, yeah, there he is. Sean, send us your best peated scotches. We've learned now that for a live stream, people want information on peated scotches, and we're kind of novices on them in the sense that it sounds like we've had like the worst ones.
So I own 3 Lefroigs.
Yeah, and we've again.
So how about this next live stream next week? I'll bring my Lefroigs. I will go shopping and try to find out something else.
Octomore.
An Octomore?
Yeah, because if Sean
wasn't
again,
she popular like 10 years ago? Had a bunch of kids. I don't know.
That was actually pretty good. That was a solid cultural reference on your point. It does not happen very often, folks.
Maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're very delayed on the cultural references, but I wonder, can I get that flavor on a Pringle? Which flavor is the salted whale anus or Lefroy? Apparently they're the same thing.
No, go back up a little bit because the Loch Lomond, I'm curious what that is. That's a Scotch, right? Yeah, Loch Lomond.
Where are you seeing this?
Sugar Kitties.
Okay.
Isla Peat, a Glen Turret, Sue Bacon, which I don't.
I'm assuming it's Kubakan or something.
Kubakan, and Loch Lomond, which I believe is actually a lake in Scotland, are Highland Peats. And are not.
So is that kind of like saying if you just say like just Isla Peat is just a general term for like
Isla
Lincoln County process or wheated bourbon or high rye, like it's a term, but I get what like Isla is. It's the island, and they do peated whiskeys. But just saying something is, I guess maybe the better way to say is peated, kind of a term that's like it's a general umbrella that means a certain thing, but they're not all created equal. Like if you like one, you may not like the other.
Well, I suspect that Highland, which actually is not way up north, Scotches are peated but slightly different.
Okay. Hold on, what did Bobby say here? Oh, yeah. Oh, so by the way, speaking of flavors on a Pringle.
I love Pringles, by the way.
There was a limited release Pringle that damn near ruined my life, and it's probably for the better that they got rid of it. They had the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich Pringle.
Yes, never had.
Freaking amazing.
Never had them, but I agree that.
So I like spicy stuff to a certain degree. I'm a very red-headed person level of spice that you would expect. Like I like something a little bit hot, but
I think
nothing crazy.
Jalapenos are too hot.
Yeah, but so the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich Pringles, once you got through about half the can, it would start to burn a little bit, or maybe a quarter of the can. So it was literally, those were the best Pringles I've ever had, and it tasted exactly like a spicy chicken sandwich. I know it sounds weird. I actually did an Instagram post where I had like a bunch of limited release bourbons and then the can of the spicy chicken sandwich. And I said, these are my favorite limited releases. And so it got to the point when I would have those, I would get to the point that my mouth was burning so bad.
Sweating.
It was bothering
like, seriously,
and I couldn't stop. Like my wife would look over at me and I'd be on the couch damn near in tears, just shoveling Pringles. They were so good and now they went away, which again.
You know, that could be the world's greatest way to die.
Yeah. Okay, some Isla is not even peated at all. Highland Pete is entirely. I didn't even know there was Highland Pete.
Yeah, well, I think Johnny Walker is from Highland, technically.
I'm going to say, I'm guessing it's pronounced Lochalaman.
Lochalaman
Is a lake, yes, a distillery in mainland Scotland that produces many styles of whiskey, including peated. Interesting. I didn't know that there were mainland Scotland.
You know what?
Versions of peated whiskey.
So I will bring over 3 bottles of Laphroaig, and then this week I will try to go buy a real Scotch that's not Laphroaig. If you have or could buy a Scotch, and then I don't know if Sugar Kitty's interested in joining next week's live stream.
We could do that.
We could have a conversation and actually learn a little bit from Sugar Kitty, the genius of Scotch.
Hagen says, get yourself some all-dressed. Yeah, those are good.
What?
I haven't had the all-dressed Pringles, but I've had the all-dressed Ruffles.
What?
That's a Canadian thing.
Oh, I don't know that
You got to
phrase.
get those into Canada. At least they don't sell them here, but I mean, all-dressed is a Canadian flavor. It's a term.
I don't know
It's
that.
like vinegar and some sort of
Like
the
ranch?
chips are kind of they're like a dark red. It's like vinegar and I can't remember what else is in it.
That's disturbing in 12 ways.
Bobby says he's crushed a whole can of Pringles during this live stream. What flavor, Bobby? If they're Texas Pringles, I'm going to lose all respect for you. Am I weird that I like
Salt
the
and vinegar.
light Pringles? Those other ones give you cheese finger. I mean, no, yeah, whatever you like.
You say that like cheese finger is a bad thing.
That's what she said.
Pete is just decayed matter. It covers like 90% of America's landmass and changes based on where you are.
That's
Interesting.
true, but different Pete tastes different, Pete.
Has anyone had the taco
that was
truck Pringles? Great flavor, just a little too salty, much like the whale anus.
You got to stick with the anus.
That's what she said.
It's basically every chip flavor on one chip. That's the all dressed. Salt and vinegar is objectively the worst chip flavor. I just fired up some salt and vinegar chips yesterday. I like them.
I tolerate them. I tolerate them
to a degree.
Occasionally.
I will say this, and we should probably wrap this up pretty soon.
No, people are enjoying it. We finally touched on a subject.
That's true. I guess I'm not going anywhere. So
That's right.
I'm
having a pour.
Okay, don't drink anything else because we've been trying to do this science experiment for an hour now.
Okay, then let's have a pour.
So let me say this about salt and vinegar.
Let's.
At Buffalo Wild Wings, the salt and vinegar dry rub wings dipped in ranch. Now, I know I'm a Midwesterner, so ranch is in my veins. That's some baller shit right there.
Bobby.
Hatfield Barbecue. I work for Old Dutch. We now have an all-dressed, and it's the bomb. Okay, sweet. That's awesome. Hey, do they distribute to the United States, or is that just a Canada thing? Bobby was rocking the barbecue Pringles.
Bobby, totally agree. We even did a review, maybe it was me only, a bourbon and barbecue Pringles pairing, and it was amazing.
No, we didn't do that, but you told me, you sent me a thing on Instagram just before we had the channel or anything.
Yeah, I did.
And you're like, this
Instagram.
is amazing. Mm-hmm. And we never actually did that. It was Evan Williams single barrel. I remember vividly you sending me that. Lauren says, to quote Eric Cartman, taco flavored kisses are the best.
That's what she said.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Lay's doesn't make the best potato chip.
Wait, someone made reference to me. I love that, Greg. It's always the first one to laugh at his jokes. Oh.
To laugh at whose joke? Oh, your own.
Oh, you're insulting me.
So here's to you, Greg.
He's calling me out?
What is this? Oh, okay.
This means war. This means war, mustache man. I'm putting a mustache on the bottle.
Hey, actually, you know what? Hold on. This could actually work as a Glen stash, Bobby. Check that out. Look at that, Glen stash. But that's not an official. That's a bootleg Glen stash.
Yeah, it's a bootleg.
There are real Glen stashes out there.
Yeah.
Can a brother get some wild turkey Pringles? I mean, hey, you could dip your Pringles in wild turkey.
And if you haven't, why not? And
That could be wild turkey. No, we got to do the thing here. That could be Wild Turkey's next finished bourbon. You take regular Wild Turkey 101, and then you finish it for 6 months in a Pringles can. Okay, so for those of you that weren't here before, We said since we've had just nothing but amazing whiskeys tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna move up.
We're gonna cap it off with something that's just hot garbage.
So why are we doing 3? Because we should probably
we're not. We're gonna pick one.
Oh,
we're gonna let the audience pick one.
yeah, let's let the audience pick. Kettle chips are superior to chips.
I do like the kettle chips hanging.
Hanging, you may be of a.
I think they both have their place.
Well, yeah, I'm a chip enthusiast if I'm honest.
I love to fire up a kettle chip with some like a sandwich, like some kettle chips with like a ham sandwich or like a lunch sort of.
You're not one of those monsters that does peanut butter and jelly with Doritos on it, are you?
No, but
I bet someone in the chat is a monster.
A regular Old Dutch. Sometimes you can do the Ripples or the Ruffles or whatever, but just the regular Old Dutch potato chip that comes in a box with the 2 silver bags goes perfectly to scoop up Sloppy Joe. If you're eating a Sloppy Joe and then you get the Sloppy Joe meat on the plate, you scoop it up with the chip.
Huh.
Yeah, that's baller.
Never.
We tend to go off the rails in these live streams. Like we've talked about condiments. We've talked about
Dr. Detroit. We just touched on the PBJ Dorito phenomenon, and we brought out a new comment. See, this is how it works.
Lauren. When your dip dries out, you got to put a few dabs of bourbon on it. Hot tip.
What the fuck are you talking about?
When I first saw that, I thought it said when your drip dries out. You have to. So that's why I was laughing at it. So will it pot still? Okay, so Dr. Detroit says, I love PB&J and Doritos. Do you know what's funny is we bring up weird topics like this and more people start to comment.
Totally. So Dr. Detroit.
I don't know if we've had Dr. Detroit in the chat before.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome, and same with Hatfield Barbecue.
Yeah.
There's so many chats going on now that I can't even keep up with them.
This is awesome.
I would drink Wild Turkey finished.
So we do this Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Central. Next week, we're trying to get Sugar Kitty on to talk about Scotch, because that's turned out to be a thing. We know almost nothing about Scotch, but we're going to try to learn a little.
Okay, I hate it when the stupid thing pops up.
I like tobacco. What?
Like the pouches, guys. What? What do we? Okay, I just missed like a ton of chats here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now, aside from the chip thing, there's no possible way to catch up on all these.
Oh no, yeah.
We have 3. What I'm assuming are going to be hot garbage whiskeys.
Okay.
One of them is just 100 proof Yukon Jack Canadian whiskey, basic bottom shelf whiskey, but it is 100 proof. It also looks like lemonade in the freaking bottle, so I'm assuming it's maybe 6 months aged or something.
Yep, we think so.
That's the only one that's a legit whiskey that is not a flavored one. The other option is Revelstoke's S'moregasm, which I'm assuming is s'mores.
I bet that's good. That was actually a Christmas gift given to me.
Somebody gave you a 50 ml?
Yeah. It was a joke, but it was still.
You're not loved.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm just kidding. And then the other one is Kentucky Coffee Whiskey.
Also a gift.
So,
yeah, which one should we open?
We're only going to do one of these, but we will do it in a Glen.
And we're going to pour 50-50.
Revelstoke 100 proof, apparently not aged at all. It literally looks like pee.
Like turn your head and cough kind of thing.
Bourbon School, gotta run, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, Dr.
Yeah,
Detroit says,
you already made that reference.
I just have
to
one
Steven.
question. What was your opinion of the Woodford Masters 800? Well, actually, Dr. Detroit, we haven't done it yet, but we do have a sample, and that's coming up. So we do have samples. This is from Steve Joe's. And so we're going to do that one coming up. We've got some more from Greg Aarons, and we've got some from the Turks that we still have yet to do.
Yeah, so they'll be out soon.
So, yeah, we actually want to do that soon. We did the Woodford Masters barrel entry proof one.
90.4, just like the regular.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Nice bottle.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot different.
Overpriced. Let's do the s'more one.
Okay, yeah, nobody. Okay, so wait. So Shredward says Yukon Jack with the vomiting.
I agree. I think we should do the s'mores.
Awesome. You're welcome, Dr. Detroit.
Speaking of
tell you what, let's do that. So we have the next 2 videos already filmed. Let's get that Woodford Masters one out because we've been wanting to do that anyway. So Dr. Detroit, stay tuned for that. Next couple of weeks, we'll get that one out.
But we should also learn a little bit about Irish whiskey and totally need to have 4-leaf on.
Yes, for sure, Stacy. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's get that going.
Hopefully we can learn something.
Let me know if you guys would be interested in peated Irish whiskey. I have several. Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
We should have you on and you could explain what we're drinking and tell us what to buy.
Hold on a second. It says, please, I need to know if you actually cried from a Pringle flavor. Not quite, but I would get to the point that it hurt bad enough that I knew I shouldn't keep doing it, but I kept doing it anyway.
That's what she said.
We really only need that one on here. Infinity pour of all three. Oh, Mike's got a pretty good idea. No, we just do a blend of all three.
Oh, but there's
Well, tell you what, whatever one we do tonight, we're not going to drink, obviously, the whole bottle of, so we will do that on a future live stream.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
That's a great idea. Okay, what do we nobody is real Yukon Jack,
All right.
and you've totally given up on life.
So pour one. Don't tell me which one you're pouring. Pour a little pour into my glass.
Okay.
And I will try to figure out, is this the Smorgasm, the barbecue type one, or the Yukon Canadian America's Hat?
Okay, turn around.
Turn around, Bright
That's
Eyes.
what she said.
Okay. Hold on. Let me pick. Okay. I got one.
Oh, coffee. There was the coffee, there's the s'mores, and there's the...
What appears to be an unaged 100 proof Yukon Jack.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to show the audience what this is.
Okay. I'm not looking.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
And you have to pour some for yourself, even though you know
I
what
will.
it is.
Okay.
Okay. We're back.
I have poured it. Here is your pour.
Surprise,
That is awfully light in color.
I don't know if they heard that, but you don't know what this is.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh. You're going to know what this is right away. So remember we were talking earlier about the Windex and bug spray and acetone?
What do we call this?
Well, you're doing the roll.
Method? The Method by Benny Walker?
Did you know that if you pour a perfect 1 ounce pour, you're supposed to be able to lay your Glen on the side and it goes right up to the rim? And you can,
A 1 ounce pour, you say?
A 1 ounce pour will fill it to the top. Yep.
Huh. I'm getting apple and
Oh,
whale anus.
booty juice. Straight booty. No. Oh my God, that's awful.
It has aromas of DEET, and I'm not actually being sarcastic. It smells like an aggressive mosquito spray.
Cheers, Schlammered.
Slammered.
Turn and cough. Wolfie, you are...
No, that was a reference. Well, maybe he's just making that comment, but we said that a while ago.
Dr. Detroit says de-toilet water. Dr. Detroit, why are you not in our chats more often?
Yeah, no kidding. You need to participate more. You're underperforming. I don't know which one. You know what, Aiden, you're making reference to honey. That's one note I'm getting on this, whatever it is.
Is that what this is, Aiden? I don't know. It smells horrible.
It's bug spray with a sweetness that could be similar to honey.
Oh, God. I don't even want to drink that. I'm not going to lie to you.
So I don't think it's the coffee, and I don't think it's the s'mores. So I think it's the Canadian, would be my guess based on deductions.
Yeah, it's really bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
Apparently, my wife used to drink this shit back in college. Or not college, in high school, I think.
Yeah,
Which everybody drank cheap, horrible stuff like Windsor or,
Boone's Farm.
booze. But I mean, as far as whiskey goes.
Yeah,
and a lot of people drink Wild Turkey not knowing how great it was. Because they're
Totally.
But this does fall in the category of stuff you drank back in high school or college that is just...
So I'm not technically getting Windex note. I'm just getting other kind of like cleaning, what's the name of that cleaning? It's a powder, Comet. It's a powder.
Pledge. Lemon Pledge.
Well, yep, Lemon Pledge. You're onto something there. But also the, quite honestly, it's just bleach. I think ultimately, we're getting to a bleach note.
Hatfield Barbecue says my 7-year-old daughter Lucy wants a shout out. Well, I hope that we haven't been too inappropriate on this. If your daughter's in the background listening,
yeah.
But Lucy, hello, how are you? Thank you for being around in the live chat. Cheers, Lucy.
Totally agree. And we want to know, do you like barbecue?
Well, I'm assuming, yeah. Look at this. Our lights have burnt out.
Really?
So those are good for about an hour and a half. Or
hour and 35 minutes is too long.
Yep. Oh, look at Baker Drinks is here. Laura's in the house.
Laura.
Cheers. Sample put in the mail for you today. There's some Texas whiskey in there for you.
Oh.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Laura. We really appreciate that.
Scouring powder is right.
And let us know if there's something that you've seen that we've done that you would like samples of that you don't get in your area.
So they get Comet in Ireland, although I don't actually know if she's in Ireland.
No, I don't know she's not.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, this is Yukon Jack 100 proof.
Lemon Pledge and honey. And it's really good.
That may be the most, that was the most come from behind victory ever. If you're looking for that's what she said.
That's what she said.
This tastes nothing like it smells.
No, it does.
The taste of this actually, it does. Aiden, you said is a honey liqueur. It tastes like that. Yeah.
I think Aiden genuinely knows what it tastes like. Like maybe he's had it. It has a tiny bit of lemon flavor, which I don't love, but it works with honey as a flavor.
You could make a killer summer drink with that, I think. Like a lemonade kind of
Well, I
base
think
drink.
you could serve it to people named things other than summer.
Right.
Roxette, and there's plenty of names of people that you could serve this to.
I don't have the. Here it is. She loves barbecue, especially brisket. That's awesome.
That is totally, totally awesome. Lucy.
Oh my God! Are you getting this? This smells nothing like it tastes.
No, I'm having a conversation with Lucy, the brisket.
Right. Well, right. But getting back to the whiskey, this actually surprisingly doesn't taste horrible.
Wait, somebody is calling out how much they. Wait, you don't like Stillhouse? The fact that it looks and tastes like lighter fluid? That's its selling point.
I thought the Stillhouse actually wasn't that bad.
No, it was pretty. We had the coffee mellowed one. It was kind of awesome.
Greg, your timing on that's what she said tonight have been fantastic.
Maybe that hat is a little too tight.
That's actually me running the board. Currently working on multiple certifications, actually. Awesome. Are you working on sommelier certifications, Aiden? That's pretty cool.
That is. Seriously, we joked around about
I cannot get over this.
Well,
this smells horrible.
Yes.
But the taste is actually not that bad.
No.
Considering what it is.
No. So the first taste was way better than expectations. The second taste was fine. Third taste was I didn't wish I hadn't had that taste. Fourth taste is
I'm glad I only poured that much.
Exactly.
Of it. Yeah.
I don't want it again for a very long time.
Now I don't think this is meant to be drank neat.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that's what they were going for.
Why else would they sell it?
Go subscribe to and check out Baker Drinks. Yes, absolutely. Drop some links. Drop some links for Whiskey Wars, Bad Axe Bourbon, Baker Drinks, Bourbon School. Who else have we had in the chat tonight that has a channel?
Bourbon School,
Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans.
Tipsy Whiskey. Sugar Kitty's going to be on the channel next week. Looking forward to that.
If we don't get it done next week, sometime soon.
Well,
depending, we don't schedule anything for next week.
No pressure, but there is a lot of pressure.
Well, we don't know what you're going to get this week as far as scotches goes.
Figure something out.
But yeah, when we do scotches, we'll have Sugar Kitty on.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so if not next week, sometime soon.
Yeah.
So it would be WSET.
Is that a Michigan? Wait.
There's wine and spirits. I have a basic certification, but WSET is more industry standard. Interesting. That's cool.
So Aiden, no joke, I made a joke earlier about we want to drive to the town where we think you are and to the place where we think you work. But I'm actually serious about that. I'd love to actually go out and meet you and go to lunch.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think we could actually learn from you. So let's talk offline and maybe make that work.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Detroit says, is this a Michigan channel? No, it is not.
Michigan.
We are a Minnesota channel.
What's a Michigan?
So we suffer the same way that your state does as far as weather and football teams not winning the Super Bowl. So we are kind of kindred spirits with the Michiganis. I believe they're called Michiganis. I heard that in an Insane Clown Posse song, and they're from there. So,
Oh.
We're a Minnesota channel, Midwest. Okay, yep. Whiskey War. Sean says, "Sorry, Ben. Why did I give credit to Greg? Watching on my phone hard to tell who was pushing the button."
No worries, but
That's
he
what
always
she
pushes
said.
my buttons.
That's what she said.
If you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Dr.
totally.
Detroit, you have no idea how right you are about the absolute garbage that this spring. We had 2 days of 80, almost
Speaking
90-degree
absolute
weather,
garbage,
and then a snowstorm.
We may have said something polite and nice about this whiskey, but it turned to garbage. I need something, anything to get rid of
That's
that.
what she said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That last sip was horrible.
Yes.
It got worse and worse.
Yes.
I think that the nose was such garbage that the taste was better. And here's the thing. The taste was nothing like the nose. Are you looking for what are you looking for?
The Greg quote.
Well, it's on a different page.
Oh, I don't know how to find
It only works if you can get them spontaneously. Again,
Yeah.
I should have gotten the bigger one.
That's what she said.
Aiden said, but there's an awesome restaurant nearby called Whiskey Inferno. I'd love to meet up there sometime. For sure. Is that the one in Savage on Highway 13?
You're like throwing him under the bus and like,
That's not even the same town that he's in.
well, that's
It's a different
close.
town.
It's close. People are going to figure out where he worked.
Michiganders. Yes. Okay. All right. So you need a pour of something to,
Something. I know it's out
like
there
a
somewhere.
bourbon or like one of these other dog shit flavors?
No, let's just do a regular bourbon. I need to
Okay.
go home and actually do some real stuff, like sleep. Remus. Wow. Did you just get those?
We did a review of those like months
I'm
ago.
just messing with you.
Maybe we should try a bourbon that we think is normally bad.
Yes, that's
And
where
see if it's like a saving grace. Let's get some Johnny Drum.
Oh, I knew that I touched that bottle earlier and it would come back to haunt me.
That's what she said.
We really only need that's what she said. Let's see. Get behind the scenes footage. Join the Bourbon Out Patreon. Oh yeah, thank you, Bobby, for promoting the Patreon.
Bobby.
I am going to be posting more behind. I know I said this a couple weeks ago. More behind the scenes footage. Like last time, I did some like behind the scenes of setting up the live stream and what this all looks like.
Mhm.
I've done a bar tour and kind of like a basement tour.
And we are going to be pushing people to actually step up one level to the $10,000 a month level.
Yes. Yep.
Because we think that's where we need to be.
Well, I want to do more bourbon hunting videos, but
And
at some point, you can only buy so much freaking, what?
cap, hat,
Oh,
a Canadian beret.
I love how we start out with so many great bourbons and we've now just sullied all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 whiskeys we've tried tonight.
Plus a little bottle of amazingness.
No, that was included.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, it smells like Texas whiskey. If you love Texas whiskey, get yourself some Willet.
So this is a Willet product.
It is a
right?
Willet
It's
product.
like a
100 proof.
basic like entry level-ish,
Yeah.
like everyday type. Like every liquor store is going to have this typically.
I think most of them
Yeah.
probably do. No, 101 proof actually.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think I paid $40 for that, but I bought that at our local liquor store, which runs a little more expensive. It's a Muni.
Sure.
Let's see what chance we got.
Huh.
Is that Johnny Drum? I have a soft spot for Johnny Drum.
It is
I
Johnny
have
Drum.
a very, very callous, bleeding, sore spot for Johnny Drum in the sense that it's just nothing but pain for me.
I know that like somebody earlier today, I was reading some story and someone was like throwing Fred Minnick under the bus for recommending Johnny Drum as an entry level. And it's fine.
He recommended for an entry level?
Yeah, like just like for a casual drinker.
I will say this. I don't know what the context of his video was.
Sure.
When we did our recommends for entry level, we didn't go to 101 proof, but if you're okay with going up that high,
Oh, it's got the pot still funk.
the pot still funk, I know.
Which, you know, if it's not a band that like performs on Saturday nights in Louisville, then they're missing out. The pot still funk.
What the fuck are you talking
Nah,
about?
I get what you're saying.
Like
No, but so I would say this, like as far as recommending this for like beginners, I understand it because you want multiple different kinds of flavor profiles. This is a very, very unique flavor profile.
because
that
of the
doesn't
pot
taste
still.
like anything else. Willet has its own thing. So
Yes.
when we did our recommends for beginners, we tried to do, like, we did a Weeder, we did a Brown Foreman, we did some Heaven Hill, stuff that, like, you can drink these 5, figure out what you like, and then explore brands that are similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think this actually deserves to be in that conversation because it is very different.
So
And some people apparently like this.
Aiden mentioning some like bourbon lore, bourbon mystery, is saying that this used to be sourced from Heaven Hill. And Heaven Hill, I've never heard of them. Do they make any other whiskeys?
Yeah, I think they make 1 or 2.
Huh.
Bobby says, change your luck in the right direction. Go subscribe to 4 Leaf Whiskey. Yes.
Bobby
Ever
is
since
totally
I subscribed,
supporting.
my luck has changed in the right direction for sure.
Totally agree. And we absolutely need to learn more about Irish whiskey. And strangely enough, we do have a local company called
Keeper's Heart.
Keeper's Heart that does Irish whiskey blending.
Yeah, with rye and bourbons.
Based in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a local one. But then we like other like kind of mainstream-ish Irish whiskeys, and we probably need to learn more.
Yeah, for sure.
Faux show.
All right. Well, I think maybe at this point it's probably time to wrap it up.
That's what she said.
So anyway, thank you guys very, very much for hopping on the live. Thank you for sticking around with us for this long.
Yeah,
There's still
totally.
20 people here. That's crazy.
It's amazing. How do you know
Going
that?
almost 2 hours. We're approaching that Bobby level live stream.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Yeah. So
Like I started with no mustache, and then I now have a mustache. Actually, I don't have a mustache, but I was just saying that.
4 Leaf Stacy says, I have a cast strength share at Keeper's Heart. Great distillery.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to get down there and go check out
We
that
totally-
distillery.
yeah,
we
they're
really
like-
should do. I mean, the weather's nice now.
45-minute drive.
It's actually right next to Surly Brewery.
And then we could go see Aiden, wherever he hangs out.
Not in the same area, but
close-ish.
ASMR says,
We can
for the
go see-
smoothest experience on Whiskey Tube, subscribe to ASMR Whiskey. Yes, for sure, ASMR. I don't know if you're still in here. I'm sorry, I forgot you in the, here are the channels that have been in the chat. My apologies, ASMR Whiskey. Yes, please go subscribe to ASMR Whiskey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Robert says, an enlightening experience, guys. Dr. Robert, Patreon supporter.
Such a
Thank you
cool
very
dude.
much for your support,
You
Dr. Robert.
met him, right?
No, I meant Are You Slammered?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, funny story. I was just down in a liquor store that was probably maybe 40 minutes from here.
And he recognized you or the shirt or whatever? I forget the story.
Me, yeah. Well, because he was in the chat. That we'd just done a live stream the night before.
Yeah.
And he had been in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sitting there in the bourbon aisle just kind of looking. And he just walks up and he goes, hey, see anything good? And I was like, whatever else. And he goes, oh, Ben. And I was like, hey, how's it going? He goes, Are You Slammered? And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
That's
we were
amazing.
just chatting in the chat last night.
Yeah, there's such.
But yeah, that was really cool. That was a lot of fun.
That is the weirdest thing about this whole YouTube thing is occasionally, very, very occasionally, you get like recognized by somebody, which is kind of awesome and totally like weird because I don't see myself as a celebrity-ish type person.
Nobody else does either.
Yeah. Nobody else does. Dude, that.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. We'll figure
Do you have a PO box yet?
No, we don't. We're just sending our home addresses to people.
That's right.
We're not necessarily posting them online, but I was looking into getting a PO box.
It's
in order to get
expensive.
one to fit a whiskey bottle, it's freaking expensive.
It is. Like we need.
I might just rent an apartment to have shit sent to. At least we can, just use it to film videos.
There was something inappropriate there, but I was
Yeah,
gonna leave it
there
alone.
was. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys all for joining in the chat. Check out the Patreon if you're interested in some bonus content. We're going to keep the bourbon hunting videos coming. People seem to like those. We released a couple of those. And check out if you're on Patreon already, Greg will post
I will, I promise.
Tomorrow's video
today
as soon as he gets home. Usually that would come out earlier, but I forgot to tell him it was up. But yeah, tomorrow is the Makers 2023 BEP.
That's what she said.
I'm not even sure what that means, but we're going to end it here. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much for joining, and go subscribe to all these great channels.
Until next time. See you next time.